I kind of got into it, not really got into it, but went back and forth with Scotty Upshaw on Twitter. Him and O'Brien talked about it on Missing Curfew too. But what do you think should be the protocol when it comes to the NHL announcing injuries during playoffs? I mean, coming from their side, it comes from a gambling standpoint. Like people betting on games, they want to be able to know the injuries, so because they're putting their money on the games. I personally feel like that's irrelevant towards the playoffs. I mean, I think as a team, as the guys like yourselves that are actually trying on the ice trying to win the championships, you don't really want that stuff getting out there because you look at a couple years ago, Draisaitl when he was having ankle problems, you see the Flames hacking at his ankles on the ice. Injuries like that could get worse or guys can target during the playoffs. I just think I think that they should consider that and maybe not put those out there because a lot of the times the guys, I mean, are playing with torn ACLs or broken ribs or, I mean, broken jaws are a little bit easier to see because they have the bubble or the cage on, but other stuff that maybe aren't as visible or aren't as known. I just, in my opinion, I don't think they should be putting that out there for the playoffs. What are your thoughts on that coming from a player and a guy that also likes to gamble as well?
Yeah, I think it really like depends what it is. I think like a lot of this stuff just seems like there's kind of weird unknown illnesses or whatever it is, but maybe, it actually is a serious injury and, you don't want everybody to know that you have a bad shoulder or a bad knee or whatever it is. So like maybe they're just gonna say it's migraines or just make something up. So I think that part of it is Toronto's kind of looking at it as a business standpoint. They want to win. It sucks for the gambling people who are trying to bet on the games, especially when you got to wait to see if Matthews is playing or Nylander's playing, and you just have no clue. So it's I can see both sides of it, but like we've seen it over here too. Like there's lots of guys playing through injuries, especially come playoff time. You don't want to tell anybody. You don't like there's guys that you like if you can keep it away even from some of your close friends or family because as people talk and
Yeah.
if a girlfriend's talking to another girlfriend from another team and figures out oh this is what's wrong with them like that stuff spreads around and can get out into the media and can get out to some of the other players and yeah that's where you see guys hacking at Draisaitl's ankle or whatever it is so I think if you're a true hockey fan you should understand that things should be kept under wraps. It doesn't matter about your bet that much.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that too, man. I mean, you'd hate to see guys getting worse injuries out there in playoffs. I mean, I think the focus should be on the boys winning the championship or want playing their hardest to make it further in the playoffs, and not so much on worrying about are the gambling people going to be happy. I think it should be about the sport and the league, and the gambling obviously it produces a lot of money for the league, but I mean when the guys are getting suspended for half the season for some side bets, then I don't think that should the boys really give a shit what the gambling people have to say when they're not getting any personal money from it.
Yeah, definitely not. It's definitely like a weird subject right now because
For sure.
gambling has become so popular and you're seeing it all over the TVs now and hopefully people are betting responsibly and kind of doing it more for fun. But yeah, there's people that are hardcore and they're taking it as a business too, so they want to know all the inside info, but um it's still a game, it's 50-50. Even, everybody probably thought that Boston would have won with no Matthews, but
Yeah.
Toronto got a pretty good record without Matthews too. So it's in the end, I don't love gambling on NHL playoffs just because you can see it now. Like an 8 seed can win.
Yeah.
We talked about it in our recent podcast. You see Vegas right now, like they were up 2-0, and now they've just lost, I think, 3 games straight. So it's totally 50-50. It scares me betting on these games.